held you up a little bit over here. That was nice of it.
The problem is you're so fast on the straight and slow on the corner. But I guess that's a practice.
Yep. How's the car feel with the lower tire pressure?
Feels better on the low speed, but not as good on the high speed.
Okay, so we'll leave them where they are.
Yeah.
Just leave them where they are.
Although the only thing I'm curious, is there a pressure difference between left and right? Yeah.
Alright, whenever you want to go out. You put the net deck up.
Target acquired.
Eagle 1, first strike. You have permission to engage the target.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Well, here we go. It's that time again. We're going to do some debating tonight. I'm going to give it a few minutes. We'll chat. We'll have a good time. And then as we get more people in, everything fills up, we'll get everything going. So the format tonight is very simple, very, very simple. We have 1 minute openings per debater. It's a 1v1, so each of you get 1 minute to open, make your position. You get 5 minutes for open debate. At the end of it, the judges judge you. Whoever wins, wins. We'll have 3 judges. I don't know why my camera keeps freezing. Very annoying. Doing it kind of all day. Kind of weird. Kind of odd. Very strange. Well, all right. Probably something software related. We're going to do some stuff for sure, 100%. We just don't know how it's going to shake out yet. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. All right, give me one. Hey, Natalia, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Go ahead and see if we can get this stabilized again. Give me 1 second. Lisa's doing it at the beginning of the show. Yeah, still live streaming. That's right. That's what I'm doing here. It's not really boomer tech issues. It's a software issue. That's the big problem is, and I've updated it. So I don't know whether maybe this latest update is jacked up or what, but it is what it is. Who cares? What's up, Woody Johnson? Good to see you. Pardon me. So I'm waiting on the judges to get here. We don't actually, generically, we start around 8 o'clock, but it may be a little later. We'll talk about some interesting stuff. Good to see you, Natalia. It's been a minute since you've been in the chat. Really appreciate you dropping by. Good to see you. I'm going to see what's up here. Boomer tech issues is not what's going on here. That's cap, fake news. Fake news. Fake news. What do you guys think about Iran today? My man Gibbs and I were talking about it earlier. You know how America was basically handing out ass whoopings today. Your garage door broke? What? How did you break your garage door? Did you back into it? Did your neighbor back into it? Oh, the spring broke. Eee, that's dangerous right there. The garage door springs are dangerous. Need special tools and stuff. And they can mess you up. Jason, I've been working on my airplanes for the past couple of weeks, getting everything trying to get everything sorted out. Mostly what I'm trying to sort out right now is just an order of work so that I can move through getting them from non-flying to flying in some sort of orderly fashion. And, yeah, all right, it's going to work out, I think. So you can't open it. Yeah. I just heard from one of the judges. He's definitely going to be late. That's okay. I'm in no hurry to start tonight. It should be, it'll be fine. If you guys are here for the debate show, sound off. Let me know what's up. Always cool to know that. So I had a surprise when I went to the community hangar where my Taylorcraft is. Of course, I've got the Taylorcraft taken apart. The wings are off of it, and most of all of the fabrics off of the fuselage, but the wings are still covered and the tail pieces are still covered. And so I went to the hangar the other day, and apparently somebody had a mishap somehow. I don't know whether they ran a forklift into it or a golf cart or an airplane. I don't know what they did, but somehow they damaged the door, and the door wouldn't shut all the way. And you know what happens when a hangar door doesn't shut all the way, right? Well, birds get in there because they like them because they're high and they're really tall inside, and lots of places to build nests and shit. So the little birds came in, and then a hawk came, or not an owl, pardon me. An owl came in, decided to make himself at home. And there was bird crap all over all of the planes in the hangar. Most of them have been cleaned. And for whatever reason, they didn't reach out to me. So my Taylorcraft is just covered in bird lime right now, which isn't that big a deal because it's all got to be cleaned and painted and all that anyway. But at the same time, it's fucking nasty. It's just nasty. So I got to get that cleaned up, get it ready to cover. It's going to be a fun time. And in the meantime, I'm carving the nose on my, it does suck, right? In the meantime, I'm rebuilding, I'm changing the nose on my Long Easy from a standard to a long nose. And that means I've been carving a lot of foam and making a huge fucking mess in my garage. So that's awesome. And it's going to be a good time. I'm just trying to get all this stuff knocked out, man. It's just like do a little bit every day. So the plan right now is to get my Sonoray painted, which, it's ready for paint more or less, and take it to the hangar, put it in the hangar, and then take the Taylorcraft out, bring it, to my house and put it in the garage, and then I'll start covering it. and start restoring it. Got to go through all of the cables, all of the pulleys, all of that, all of the stuff, right? So it's going to be awesome. Next week, you're moving to Utah. Where are you now? Where are you now? I will be close to Utah several times this year. I might shoot a match in Utah. Oh, you're in OKC? I won't go near there, I don't think, this year. I am going to so in a couple of weeks, I'm actually, let's just check it because I have not checked it recently. Let's see. Where's my calendar at? I have my calendar up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're coming in for the debate show will start soon. We're waiting on some judges to show up we're waiting on some more competitors to show up, and it'll be a good time. So, and yeah. I think a lot of people get disappointed they can't debate me during a debate, but that's all right. I'm surprised Anson isn't already here. That's all right. You're in Norman? You'll be in Ogden? That's cool. Fly higher? Yeah, absolutely. So. All right. Well, I've got, we're trying to get everybody's organized here, but it's fine. We're just going to hang out. We're going to have some good times. Like I said, I'm in the process of working on my airplanes, and I'm doing a lot of shooting this year. So there's never a dull moment, just never a dull moment. So we'll see how all of this shakes out, but we'll see. And yeah. Yeah. Boomer sooner, baby. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yep. I understand that, probably most of my chat, and especially most of the people in here right now are probably, shooting enthusiasts. We've got a lot going on out there in the legal world of shooting right now. We got, there's a new attack on the NFA, a case filed in Kentucky just today, I think, which goes after the constitutionality of the NFA even existing as it is right now, or the ATF, actually. Well, it goes after the NFA, which justifies the ATF's existence. So that's it's going to be very interesting going forward to see what happens, right? So yeah, really good. Really, really good. So we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time. So basically in 2 weeks, I fly out to Arizona, and we're going to be doing some shooting. Am I one of the judges? No, I am not. I am not one of the judges. Well, that's my wife. Give me one sec. All right. Looking for my son. My son, she's like, he didn't answer when I called. Oh. All right. So There we go. All right. So we've got one of the judges headed in. Haven't gotten an answer from the other, and I haven't seen my man. My man Anson, was super excited about it last night. Maybe he'll pull up soon. I am not one of the judges. Oh man, hate waiting. Don't do it well. Short form debate, guys. It is a short format. It is a very quick debate. The format is, again, very simply, it's a 1v1. And the way it works is you each get 1 minute to make your opening statement, give your position and your worldview. However you want to do it. After both debaters had taken their 1 minute openings, we then go into a 5 minute back and forth. At the end of 5 minutes, we stop. The judges render their assessment, render the verdict, and away we go. The topics, well, it could be almost anything. They can be picked by the chat. The chat can pay to pick topics and force topics. The chat can, the topics come from me a lot. You know, we just kind of run down a list and see what we got, or, you know, just kind of make a topic up on the fly. And it's really good. It's a really good show. At the end of the night, if you happen to win, if you walk, you know, you last all of the rounds of elimination, it is single elimination. Once you lose, you're eliminated. I'm thinking about changing that. I have a new format that I want to try, and maybe we'll do that depending on what's going on, especially depending on if all the judges make it. We may try it. But we'll see. The interesting thing is, we've had all of this stuff with the Iranians and today, and we've had tons and tons of commentary about it today. A lot of news stuff going on. A lot of lefties losing their minds, and I think it's fucking funny. Just need a link. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. We'll wait, and then we can have some people up here while while we're waiting on everybody to show up. So I'm going to drop the link and then I will pin it. I don't normally do that during my normal shows, and we're going back to the way that I've done things in the past. I have been lackadaisical about it. If you happen to be over on Twitch, the link will bring you over here. And it's going to be a good time. So let me go ahead and pin this link on YouTube. If you happen to be watching on Twitch, which I don't think anyone is, but if you are, well, awesome. Glad to have you, but you probably want to come over to the YouTube side or click the link. So there you go. So now the link is posted. When you click in, do me a favor and check your audio and your video. Make sure everything's set, and then we'll help you out. Okay? So that's that. Normally, I have a kind of a topic that I want to get into. I want to go back and forth about or something like that. But today, I did a very long show earlier about Iran, while we were watching the stuff going on in Iran, and we talked about a lot of different things. So to be honest with you, kind of just even right now. What's up, Avoided Hornet? How are you, sir? Good to see you in the chat. All right, we've got Cleaner 409. He's one of our judges. He's a good dude. And how you doing tonight, Cleaner?
Good. I still don't have my new camera yet, so I can't cam up right now.
That's okay. That's all right.
Yeah. Man, tonight was interesting with the Iran thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so when I started listening this morning at 8:00, and they had been, I guess, about 7 hours earlier, they had actually started the hey, Anson Knowles is
Anson!
Anson Knowles, the man, the myth, the sometimes legend. How you doing, sir?
I'm all right, Grid. How are you doing, man?
It's been a long day, but it's I've been on stream a while. I was just starting to tell people that I had to get up this morning and take my son to his school so he could go on this wild trip, which is a school function kind of deal. And so I'm headed back, and I'm just like going to listen to something, and I turn on, and I don't know if you guys know Matt Morse. He's been on Whatever a few times, and he's basically he basically he changed from like gaming streamer. He's known as Stay Safe. He was a World of Warcraft player. Big time. Tons of people following him, all that kind of stuff. And he did Whatever a couple of times, and then it looks like he just kept going more and more political, and now he is a conservative political streamer who has a massive following. When I was watching his live today, he had 16,000 people watching live.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. And so, but he was, he's pretty, when it's like live happening, he doesn't give any opinion, right? He's just reporting what's going on, what's factual. And if he thinks something's not factual, if he's like, oh, this seems AI generated, we're not going to confirm this yet, or something like that. He's really good at doing the, and his production quality is so good, and that he can just pull up this feed and that feed, and this news agency over here out of Saudi Arabia or wherever. So it was really good. It's a really good news podcast to watch. So I'm watching him, and I think it was 90 minutes till dark over in the desert, and that's when the missiles typically really start hammering, right? It's like during the day, it's like kind of back and forth, but it's chill-ish. And then typically it's at nighttime, that's when they really start throwing out the hardware. But I don't know that Iran had anything left, because they were shooting one missile like every 5 or 10 minutes into Israel. And Iron Dome, of course, took care of that.
I don't think it mattered, Grid.
Yeah, I mean,
with what we hit them with, and granted, it's like 40-year-old tech that we used against them, but with what we hit them with, it didn't matter what they had.
Well, I mean, it's interesting. They kept saber rattling, like, you don't know what we have. We're going to hit you with something you've never seen before. You've never seen it before. We're going to put the Gerald R. Ford on the bottom of the ocean. You just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't know what's going on.
And then our microwaves scrambled the few missiles that they tried to get off the ground, and those missiles hit the ground right in front of the launchers, and our missiles came in and dropped down on those launchers, and they were like, oh shit, what hit us? We can't even see it. And it's like, yeah, what did you say?
They did get, they caused some damage, right? Like they and what's interesting is they sent missiles into basically every country except their neighbor, Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
Like every
That's
Arab
telling.
country.
That's very telling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
And we had obviously the United States had a plan to go in and just absolutely destroy the everything. They wanted to destroy everything, right? And so
did a pretty good job of obliterating almost all of it at this point.
I say everything. I mean that like all of their capabilities, especially when it comes to missiles.
Right, their military infrastructure.
We took out the factories that build the missiles. We took out the storage facilities where they store them. We took out the assembly lines where they assemble them, and we basically reduced their capabilities by down to like 10%. And even and while we were doing that, we were also targeting their leadership. And I think that even though they bragged last week that their leadership was 4 deep, right? So for every position that mattered in the leadership, there were 4 people that could do the job. So if you got one, technically, another would just step in place. But I think at this point, if they have any leadership left, I would be surprised. We've already killed Ayatollah. We've killed his family. We've killed, the entire.
Isn't it irrelevant though? Because there's no way that we're going to mount a ground force and go in and actually.
We never intended to.
I know, but what I'm saying is that what we've done is irrelevant.
No, I think what we've done. I think what we've done is the smartest thing we've done in the Middle East in 30 years.
What decimate the leadership of a country and then not enact any change?
Well, no.
Hold on, we're not the ones that needed to enact the change, right? So the countries that are going to be running that area of the world need to enact that change,
right? So
this is where
I don't understand like what benefit like to our foreign policy. Like we're not any safer today than we were yesterday.
Well, sure we are. Not only are we safer, but we're going to. So what's interesting, Anson? Last night we had a whole entire discussion about Iran and about how Trump gave them an ultimatum, right? And said, hey, you're going to do this or else, and we're not going to be the enforcer, but Iran is the problem. Iran is the sticky wicket that with the way that they're behaving, the way their leadership is, they either needed to change the leadership or something to ensure that there would be lasting, at least maybe not peace, but lasting less hostility in the area, right? Enough so that Saudi Arabia, UAE, and the other countries there could handle it without the interference of the United States, without the big swinging dick that is the United States. We had that very conversation last night, and I said that I don't know what Trump's going to do, but he's going to do something because he literally said this is the line drawn in the sand, and we're going to do something.
Sure.
And he said he wanted that as soon as Iran is not an issue, he's pulling the troops out. He doesn't want to be in the Middle East. You and I had that conversation literally just like probably 5 hours before the rocket started taking off.
Yeah. And what my point is that if we go in there and lob a bunch of missiles and then leave, what's going to happen is that we've killed a lot of innocent people today. We've done a lot of damage to people who weren't just in charge. We've basically created a new round of militants over there that hate us for good reason. They have good reason to hate us.
Well, again, we gave the regime plenty of time to get their shit in order and get out.
Yeah, we're not the arbiter of other nations and how they govern. So
either we are the arbiter or we are not. Because
we're not. The only thing that we have is our power and our ability to exert force. And just because we can exert force now doesn't mean that we're always going to be able to do that. Right? What I think we've done is actually.
In what point in history have we not been able to do that?
Okay. For most of it, what my point is that we're actually harming Israel right now to a very large degree. Because what's going to happen is eventually, when our currency collapses and our economy collapses because we have so much debt, we're not going to be able to bankroll them being the hegemon in the region. And all those other countries over there that hate them are going to take it out on them. Right? We should actually not be putting Israel in this position where they're the fake leader of that region.
It's a very interesting sidebar. However,
it's not a sidebar because this is a regional hegemon war that we've inserted ourselves in.
No, we're moving ourselves from.
It's an interesting possibility.
We've been over there for 70 years and nothing has changed.
It's what he's saying is an interesting possibility, but the thing is, it all depends on the choice that those people choose to make. And the world can hold people accountable for shitty choices.
All of the other nations in that area are willing to work together to at least try and manage their area of the world. We want out of there, right? Trump wants our troops out of there. I want our troops out of there. I don't want to be the enforcer for the Middle East, and you shouldn't want us to be the enforcer for the Middle East.
Nothing that's happened in the past 24 hours has changed us being over there, unless Trump's not going to like repopulate the bases that he withdrew from. Like, if that's the case, then this is the best thing he's done.
It depends on the choices that people make.
That's exactly it. He said, and so far he's done exactly what he said he was going to do. He said that as soon as Iran's not an issue, all 50,000 of our troops are coming home.
Oh, well then, this is fucking awesome if he actually does that.
And so far he's done it literally step by step. He's done literally everything he said he was going to do.
Yeah, but
he said we're going to try peace first, and they did. He allowed not Jordan, maybe Emirates. He allowed one of the other countries to try and mediate, right?
Right.
It was Oman.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
Did not work.
Yeah. It was Oman.
Basically the Ayatollah told him to go pound sand. You have an entire you have all of their younger society. All of the people, most Iranians did not want the Ayatollah in power.
Well, the city dwellers. It's just like here. Like there's a bunch of libtards in the city there, like there are here.
But there weren't libtards that were doing it. They were like they were like people that just didn't want their kids to go to war anymore.
The crazy thing is, like, these people actually got together and were willing to give Iran a fuck ton to just retain peaceful talks and negotiations. And Iran was like, no, that's not enough. Fuck you. Yeah. Like, they were just going to fucking throw shit at them for free. And Iran was like, that's not enough. We want it all. Fuck you.
Iran has a lot of money, right? Like, Iran doesn't really give a shit. They have a lot of oil. They have a lot of money. But the problem is that the Ayatollah and everybody else did not want. They had no interest in actually stepping aside. Right, Arthur Dye. The United States of America is not in charge of transition of power in Iran. This is the arrogance of Americans constantly getting in our fucking way. We trip over our own dick because of it, because we think that it's our job to do that. It's not. We're not an Arab country. We're not an Arab country. If we were to install any government whatsoever, it would be literally overthrown within 6 months because there would be a bunch of pushback against it. But if Emirates does it, if Iran if Jordan and Pakistan, Afghanistan, if all of those people come together and say, this is a government we're putting in, along with the people of Iran who have been trying to get rid of their government for so long, this regime that has been really terrible for their country, if they do it, then we can't be blamed for it. We didn't do it. We stood aside and said, it's yours. And by the way, yes, absolutely, we did pound the shit out of Iran. So did Saudi Arabia. So did Emirates. So did basically every other country. Jordan, and literally Iran fired rockets at every country except their neighbor Iraq. And I think honestly that they just didn't want to piss Iraq off. I think they would have. I think they would have, but they just didn't want to piss Iraq off.
What we're seeing going on right now with this one is the same story that we've been seeing going on. as nations enter a more modern world, a more modern way of doing things, and they start setting themselves up and start doing things that affect other countries, we, America, we're enforcing conformity of our moral standards on them, in effect, making a one world government.
Well, I mean, I think it's beyond, it's even deeper than that, right? So what's happening right now in the Middle East is what we have said that we've wanted forever, right? Is we've got the Taliban are basically on our side right now, which is insane, but they are, because they're sick of it, you know, and they don't want us there, right? They actually are like, hey, well, if this is going to get Americans out, well, that's great.
Right.
You know, the Kurds, you know, I mean, literally, it's like this is one of the best moves we've made in the Middle East since 1953.
Yeah, I just don't believe so the track record with us being honorable, especially Israel, like in our relations with Israel, like we've been just about as dishonest as the Jews have, right?
Well, we've been as dishonest as Israel has.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? And so, like, I don't trust the military industrial complex to behave themselves under Trump any more than I would under any other government, right?
I trust our government to do game theory the way game theory is for the winning team. All right. So, like, as long as people are in agreement, we all win. When people do not agree, hit them with the stick, and then later on, give them a hand and say, all right, now stand back up and fix your shit. And when they conform again and we're all in agreement, we all prosper again. That's how America has pretty much always done things.
We're not looking at that, right? By the way, anybody that wants to come up and we're just spitballing right now, guys. If you guys want to come up, and we'll get debate night started here. I'm missing one judge. He did tell me he was going to be running late. It's not Tyler. Tyler is out with his family. He's fucking off tonight, but we've got another judge coming. He's got to finish up something else, and then we'll get started. But if you want to come up and bullshit with us, that'll be fine. But look, Anson, everything that you say you want is what's happening. You just can't believe it's happening.
Yeah, I don't trust a single word that the president says, because presidents have proven themselves to be fucking liars, right?
Sure.
So if what you're saying is true, I hadn't heard that the end game of all this is to remove our troops from the Middle East.
Yeah, that's Trump's entire.
If that's
involvement with Iran at this point has simply been that they become such a destabilizing force in the region that all of their neighbors are pissed, right? By the way, I almost forgot. Arthur Daya, nobody's talking about a free democratic Iran. They can go back to being a near monarchy if they want to, as long as their people are happy and they're not threatening every single one of their neighbors. That's the problem that we have right now, is that the Ayatollah and who's the other guy? They have two effective leaders. It's the Ayatollah and the
just call them the shit stains at this point, because that's all they are now.
Yeah, well, they're rubble right now, but
we played squash,
and I mean I mean, look, it's just one of those things where we have an opportunity that we haven't had for 70 years to finally actually exit the Middle East. Now, I'm not saying we're going to have peace in the Middle East. I'm not going to say that there's not going to be another war next week. I'm not saying any of that, right? But what Trump has said, everything he said, he's done. He said, look, I'm going to try and negotiate. And he tried. And they kicked out the not in peacekeepers, the UN inspection teams. They threaten to fire missiles. They've done, literally, Iran has been saber rattling this whole time. And finally, Trump said, look, this is what's going to happen. And they said, oh, yeah, sure, whatever. You ain't got the stones.
Well, I mean, Iran,
they're under the stones.
They had that ambassador that went over and was speaking with the other nations at the UAE conference. And when that guy got back to Iran, they fucking murdered him.
Yeah.
Like,
yes,
I mean,
I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't say his name. Yeah.
is the president of Iran, or was, and then Khomeini was the supreme leader. Yeah, Ali Khomeini. But they're both art at the moment, monarch. So
Splatagories.
yeah. So I mean, it's just look. I'm just saying. I mean, I think that I don't know why anybody would be unhappy about this.
Well, because it's what is that? Aggressive militarism.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I said,
I believe that we need
it's non-defensive killing of civilians.
Anson, it's like I said, bro. We've had this conversation before about how things are like leaning
libertarian,
leaning towards like a one world government thing. You and I have had this conversation on how they're brainwashing and all this other shit they're doing to all these countries. And what we're seeing right now is just that being enacted forcefully on a nation that's not conforming to our one world government theory, bro. I mean, this is like Trump right now is trying to say this is the way people will not behave. And if you behave this way, we're going to drop hell on you, right? So we're enforcing our morals on the world. We are enforcing our morals on the world.
Well, no, it's
not
deeper
right now.
than that.
But that's not what Trump actually said. What Trump said is, you guys rule yourselves. You guys are your own damn countries. We're not here to be the peacekeepers and the enforcers. America's tired of our young men getting killed, and we want to leave.
Right. So conform or get blown up.
Iran being a fucking problem.
Right. And I get that.
Yeah.
I'm saying the summation is conform or get blown up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We're enacting our we're preventing the negative morals that we see in the world. I'm not saying that we're subjecting them to all of but the extreme negatives, right?
I don't think it has anything to do with morality, right? There's a lot of Islamic
I'm not going to go with morality.
As radical as Iran.
I'm not willing to grant it.
I agree. No, I agree. I wouldn't say it's specifically just about morality. Mm-hmm. I would say there's a whole lot more to it. But this is what we're seeing is the one world government mentality. Conform or get your ass kicked.
I mean,
that's how it works.
Yeah.
That is how one world government works. Everyone conforms to what the guy with the biggest stick says, or they get hit with the fucking stick.
But I think, see, this is actually where I kind of have to back off of Trump a little bit, because I've said repeatedly that he is not a non-interventionist, right? Like he's not shown at any given time that he's actually a non-interventionist,
Right.
And I kind of have to back off of that, because this is exactly the path forward to being less involved in what's going, and not being the world police. I mean, he's literally saying, you guys have to take care of this with some guidance and some input from from America and whatever.
I disagree.
Certainly that's what he's saying. Now, whether or not that's actually what's going to happen or not, I don't know. It looks like we've got quite. I'm just saying.
You notice that guy on the far right? You can't really see his face too well. He's the only one not eliminated.
I mean, it seems like it's been a bad day for the leadership.
Well, and so listen, I'll push back a little bit on what you said. All right. So the police themselves, through the capability of force, keep people in line. So we don't necessarily have to be out there doing something. If we've shown people we will do it, we are still policing the world. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Arthur Daya, this is not how this is working, right? There's a plan going forward with with us removing our troops,
right,
from the entire region,
right?
Not just one country. We're talking about out of Pakistan, Afghanistan, Kurdistan, Kazakhstan, all the stands. We're not no more stands.
Right.
Move them all out.
So
because what ought to have happened 3 decades ago is the UAE, and I'm including Saudi and Qatar in that.
Sure.
The UAE, Jordan, and Afghanistan, Pakistan and Israel can all handle, trying to keep things in order in the region. Now, if you had told me last year that the Saudis and Israel would be shooting rockets aimed at Iran, I'd have called you a liar and an idiot.
Sure.
But that's what's happening. That's what happened today. That's the reality of today. The reality is it wasn't the U.S. going over there and doing all of the heavy lifting. Sure, we certainly had a lot of assets in the area, but we actually gave most of the military in the area were given the day off and told not to go to work because they knew that the facilities would be targeted. And actually, one of our radar centers in Qatar or Emirates, one was in fact hit by a missile, but nobody was there. Didn't matter. Nobody home.
Right. What we did was we hit them so fucking hard that every country in the area saw how hard we were willing to hit them to enact peace in the area. We used the big stick to let them know, all right, we are the world police force. We've done this thing. We're wanting to bring our guys home. So get your shit handled so we don't have to do this again. Like Trump has done the example thing before, like much with the Moab on the ISIS compound, he let them know this is the extreme force we will go to if you don't get your shit straight.
Right.
It is conform or die.
But I just really think that we have to be honest here that Trump has had a stated goal, and every single step he's moved towards that goal. And there's no reason to believe that he's going to suddenly change direction now.
Trump
I agree.
Up shit as he goes along. What the fuck are you talking about?
Arthur Dye, I don't understand what Arthur Dye is after. Some definitive coalition of countries that are going to run the oil and infrastructure of Iran would be a start. Yes. Initially, I believe that the UAE, Jordan, and maybe Pakistan are going to work with the whatever temporary government is set up by Iran to continue the flow of oil, and of course they have that strait there. It's the Horwath Strait or something like that.
Strait of Hormuz.
Hormuz,
yeah.
Thank you,
Hormuz.
The Strait of Hormuz. And manage that. Certainly, they all have a vested interest in that not getting fucked up.
Well, I get it. Arthur Dye is actually. Oh, sure. Go ahead. Sorry,
let me
I
finish.
thought you were done.
No. So definitely those countries are going to have some input, but ideally, what's going to happen is that the oil manufacturing that was taken away from the French and the German and the Dutch and even American companies back, over the years from the 70s through the 80s into the 90s. Every time Iran had got their comeuppance, hopefully we see private industry working and handling the oil in that region. Now, that's actually what precipitated the 70 years of unpleasantness that we've had is, private companies dealing with the oil. But hopefully there can be some stability there, but maybe not. I don't know. And they may go into a full Emirates sort of model where the state effectively owns the oil and they do oil leases or some shit. I don't know, but so the reality is I don't really care.
So one of the biggest things out of this is that China has some influence in Iran in terms of like infrastructure, internal policy, trading arrangements. And if we just go in there and bomb everything, what's to stop China from increasing their grip on Iran?
To who?
Well, like there's a power vacuum, right? And China has more
power vacuum. There's no power vacuum.
There is a power vacuum.
Protesting who were
that's a bunch of stuff that's contrived by the United States to make it look like there's like consensus among the people. I'm not convinced at all that that's not just agent provocateurs ratcheting up aggression against the government. right? Like I don't know. If
then
that's
the UAE
legitimate.
takes over.
Well, I don't
UAE,
know.
I mean all of that, right?
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually going to happen either, right? Like
Why?
there's a whole lot of what if, right? Like this is armchair
No, I don't think there's a
quarterbacking.
lot of what ifs. I think that and I'm actually it's interesting that you mentioned the China thing because, there was a whole theory, there was a working theory that China had given or sold Iran all of these high-tech missiles, including hypersonic anti-ship missiles, and that's why they were bragging about being able to sink to Gerald R. Ford. But obviously that didn't happen, and it was just the Iranians lying through their teeth and rattling their swords over nothing. I do believe that China has concerns in regards to oil there, but that's all the more reason to get our people out. Why do we I just don't, I mean, look,
well,
my contention was that
hold on. Either the United States annexes fucking Iran and turns it into the U.S. West, or we give it back to the region and the people and the countries there and let them run it.
And this is the key. Okay, this is what Arthur Daya is getting at, though, is that whenever we go over there, yes, we get rid of whoever the problematic parties are, but we don't establish a permanent residence there and help them set up a plan. And that's the thing. Trump wants us to get out of those countries and give those countries the opportunity to rise to the occasion, to do better, to take up responsibility, and to fix their fucking problems. He goes in, he hits the people that are causing problems, gets rid of them, stops them from doing that, and makes an example of them for other people. It's up to the people of that nation then to fix their infrastructure, fix their problems, accept responsibility for the shitty people that they allowed to be at the top, and instead of sitting there and wallowing in self-pity and doubt and all that other shit, rise to the occasion of rebuilding their own society in a better way. That prevents us from being there forever, because if we set up the plan, we have to be there to enforce it permanently.
Arthur Dye, we do not need the infrastructure to ship Iranian oil.
No, that's up to them. It's their oil.
They already do that. Iranians have fleets of tenders that go to oil tankers, and they have miles of dock to fill oil tankers up. You guys are creating problems out of thin air to be like, oh, this is a big problem.
There's plenty of commercial entities that'll support them in transporting the oil as well.
I think Trump has done honestly, I think Trump has been very masterful in just simply involving the people who sell the oil, OPEC. They know what they're doing.
Right. I wouldn't disagree with that. And I do think, listen, I do think
it all to China.
I do think he's kind of showing that this whole, like I said, this whole conform or die mentality, right? But at the same time, I do think that is in an effort to let people know we will go to the extremes. If we have to keep putting our troops in area and put our people at risk, then we will go to the extremes. That way people stop this behavior and we can pull our people home.
No, this is all just like standard like Israel regional hegemon playbook. Like Israel's basically just using us to gain more power in the region by taking out their largest regional adversary. We're basically, Netanyahu's bitches right now, and the taxpayers are footing regional hegemony for Israel. So no, fuck this. I was thinking I might be all right with it, but fuck this. This is not a good thing for us to be a part
that
of.
may very well be a possibility.
Hold on. So what is the alternative?
What is the alternative? Yeah. I don't know. Stop funding Israel because they're the ones causing the fucking problems over there.
I don't disagree. We should stop funding Israel because they don't need our money. They should make their own.
They're not the ones starting all the problems. I mean, Iran is been a problem long before we even really cared about Israel.
Yeah. No.
Well, that whole area has always had some kind of contention. Like somebody stole my daughter's doll, so we're going to go to war for generations. Stupid fucking reasons for going to war. And while they believe in these reasons wholeheartedly, obviously, because they're willing to die for them, the rest of the world is sitting there. Well, yeah, they're willing to kill as many of their enemies for those reasons, right? It's like the rest of the world sits there and they're like, "Why are you guys still behaving childishly? Everyone else is now willing to talk about their problems and try and figure things out. Why are you still trying to kill people? Why not chill the fuck out, come to the table and have a communicative talk in which we can all understand what it is that we want, and you can run your own shit the way you want, and we can run our shit the way we want."
I think it's like nobody's going to be happy with any solution in the Middle East. Like there's just nobody going to be happy with any solution.
Not everybody. Some people might be.
I'm happy for two reasons. First, the Saudis, who I really don't trust, but with enough other players to balance them out, it'll be fine. Now, of course, obviously, we know that the King of Jordan is a Saudi prince, right? Is that correct? Am I correct on that? I think I'm correct on that.
The King of Jordan, he's Hashemite. He's not Saud. I don't think. I'd have to look that up. I don't know the monarchies over there that well.
Yeah, I don't remember. At one point, Jordan, the king or prince of Jordan was related somehow to the Saudi royal family. But whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyway, look, we have two choices. Either we stay over there, we keep our 50,000 troops in there, and we keep every 5 or 10 years, we especially when Democrats get into power, we send a shit ton of men and money and machinery over there. We have a lot of Americans die for no goddamn good reason, and I don't see any sense of that. We get rid of the problem child. We turn it in, give it to people who are actually effectively running their country, like the Saudis, and then to a lesser degree Jordan, and whatever, Afghanistan even now, and let them sort that shit out.
Sure. And look, the way that we've done things in the past, we go in, we take care of a problem, we get out and let them take on the responsibility of rebuilding and replanning and restructuring their government the way they see fit. Because if we do it, we're accepting the responsibility, which means we have to stay there and continue supporting it because we're responsible for it. Except if we let them rebuild it, then they're able to rise on their own 2 feet and they have something to be proud of and all that other bullshit, right?
You're not doing it alone.
It's our responsibility then. But the thing is, the key here is the responsibility. If we're responsible for rebuilding their government, we have to keep people there. We have to keep troops there. We have to keep advocates there, all of that to continue supporting it.
Even if
we're giving the man a fish rather than teaching him is what we're doing.
We're not.
Even if I accept the fact that you were going to give them the we just give it to the we keep troops over there. We're not going to run the damn country, that's for sure.
Right. And we don't want to.
And I can't believe that you guys are actually endorsing us being the world police force.
I'm not endorsing that.
That's what you are doing.
No, I'm absolutely not. What I'm saying is that systematically, like, we're not doing this alone, right? Like, it would be one thing if you could say, we're going over there, we're going to do like we did in Cambodia, right? We're going to drop all these, we're going to shock and awe, we're going to destroy it, and then we're going to leave and act like we actually won in Vietnam for a minute. And then we're going to withdraw all our troops, right? That's your model. That's your model. That's what you're saying we're doing. I'm saying that's not what we're doing. This is different because of Israel. Israel is the proxy power that we are using over there with us right now, and they're going to do the same fucking thing they did in all the other countries that they dominated. Whenever they feel like those countries are doing something they don't like, they're going to throw more bombs into them and destabilize the region even more. Because Israel is one of the most militarist, cutthroat, evil countries in the world.
I don't necessarily disagree with you on that, Anson. And I'll say they don't always do it in obvious ways. We saw the 40 some odd cell phone bombs that went off and took off all those terrorists, and they do that all over the time. That was just like them identifying they did that was just them letting the world know we can fucking do this, right? Like they definitely They definitely have their agents going all over the Middle Eastern countries,
All right,
affecting how things work.
I got to address this shit. Look,
I don't disagree with you,
Arthur Daya. We cannot have a temporary group to run things over there until an election can be held. If America does that, all it's going to do is to circle us back to where we fucking started.
right?
Now, the Saudis can do it. The
Right.
Afghanis can do it. The Jordanians can do it.
Right.
But we can't do it. This is our fucking arrogance that keeps us in the region and keeps young men dying, is that we have to do it. No, we do not. We do not. We absolutely do not.
Right. It goes back to the baseline analogy. You can give a man a fish and he'll eat today, or you can teach him to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime, right? Like when these people have asked us for help with trying to plan a government or whatnot, we've sent people over to try and help with what they want to do, like help structure their shit. But we don't enforce that because that's giving them a fish. And as long as we're giving them a fish, they never stand on their own 2 feet. And we want them to stand on their own 2 feet. We don't want to have a permanent involvement with them and have to continue funding, supporting their nation.
So, while I understand your sentiment here, Arthur Daya, the reality is,
Persian chicks are hot.
Yeah, Persian chicks are hot. Where's Cat when you need her? I'm sorry, I just tomfoolery just invited me to go do a panel for content creators to talk about Iran. But look, the Saudis at least are from the same region. They more or less have the same religion.
Right.
And they can at least talk to each other in a way that they don't feel offended or I mean, obviously they're going to be suspicious of each other, but they can work together.
I will say I agree with what you're saying, Grid, but I do also agree with what Anson is hinting at here, that like, Israel has always in the past, at no point in time have they not done this, right? Mm-hmm. Used their Mossad or their secret agents or sometimes even brute force to make sure that another country does what they tell them to do, or appeals to their agenda, or gives them what they want, or something to that. They definitely do that. And I think personally, we should pull out of supporting all of the Middle Eastern areas, including Israel. Leave them the fuck alone. Get our troops out. If Israel's going to take them over, fine. They'll all be under one government and they'll stop fucking fighting. Well,
but that's not what we're going to do. We're not going to stop funding Israel.
I know that, but we should get out of it because we shouldn't be involved in that. We've got people here in America that could use that money. If we're really gonna try and say America first and make America great again, we need to take all that money, and instead of like trying to say that veterans are all fraudsters and attacking our veterans, just pay our veterans that actually fucking need it through evidentiary understanding. Pay our homeless people who need a home, who want to live in a home. Like offer things like whenever someone gets out of the military, offer them psychological help so they can come back to being a civilian instead of being stuck with the grief the world gives them for the things they've done. There's a ton of shit we could do with that money that would help our people way more than the bullshit we're doing by giving it to Israel.
Yes, Arthur Dye, I realize Arabs and Persians are two totally different groups of people. However, they share religion. They share a lot of the same culture. Not all of it, but some of it. Sorry, but Arabs and Persians don't even speak the same language. However, Arabic is the language of the region. And I understand that they speak Farsi and they speak Arabic, but Arabic is the language of the region. That's cope. Stop it.
Yeah, and Arthur Dyer's got really good points.
You have no understanding of the culture of the region. I actually have a very good grip on the culture of the region. I actually knew a couple of Iranians there for a while, and Kuwaitis, which weird.
He didn't say just Iran. He said the region in general. Arabic is the language of the region in general.
My man Tim Hale, J Sixer, sweating my nuts off on the bike. Dropping by to leave a like and wish the panel a happy Khomeini day. Another one bites the dust. Shit.
I love it.
I did not say it's a language of Iran. I said it's the language of the region.
Right.
When Iranians go to Iraq, or they go to Afghanistan, or they go to Saudi Arabia, they speak Arabic.
Yeah.
Not just Farsi.
It's kind of like how in Great Britain as a whole, like I mean, you've got like France, England, Scottish, Ireland. They all speak like their own language, but they all speak English too.
They speak Welsh and Gaelic and Scottish.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. I speak Southern. Some people don't.
No, he just suggested that people in the region, generally, the majority of the people in the region speak Arabic.
Well,
that's like their common language that they can all understand.
Common language. That's actually that's a better way.
Like how we use English, and like how Great Britain uses English, even though they have French and Italian and all this other shit, right? Like how I'm sorry, not Italian, but you know what I'm saying.
French,
there's other languages, but they all speak that language because that's the language they can all understand each other in.
Arthur Daya, I suggested that the Arabs run Iran for a while because they're in the region and they share a common religion and they share a common language. I didn't say the same language. I said a common language. Do you not understand the difference? I understand that you want to fight this, but the reality is that there are two alternatives. Two. Either America takes over Iran, which is not going to end well.
Right.
Okay? But we can do it. We can do it.
It'll be costly.
50,000 troops sitting right there. They can fucking go in tomorrow.
It'll cost us, though, and we don't want to risk our troops for their bullshit anymore.
I am not a New World Order guy. I don't care. I honestly don't care who runs Iran, as long as it doesn't cause any more problems. You guys are missing the actual real problem in the region. Anson's over here talking about Israel fucking up Iran again. Maybe in 100 years that'll happen. You guys are missing a real problem of Pakistan and India, which are both, by the way, nuclear powers, and they fucking hate each other.
Well, I understand Anson's point, though. Anson's point is we're supporting Israel while they're doing this shit, and we shouldn't be. And I get that, and I actually agree with that. Like, I don't think we should be supporting any of them money-wise. I think we should keep our money to ourselves, pull our military out of those areas. Personally, my opinion is this. All the bases we have all over the world, we should close the fuck down, bring all of our people back home, because at this point in time, we have the technological know-how and understanding and means to reach out and touch anyone anywhere in the fucking world, and their missiles cannot hit us. Our defensive systems guarantee no nuke will hit American soil.
I mean,
it's not possible.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, Arthur Daya, I concur with all of your arguments against Grid. I think Grid's all wet and he doesn't understand the Middle East. And his arguments are all flat. You're right. The concept that Arabic countries could go in and have any kind of influence over Persia or Iran is laughable. Grid is basically soft pedaling his Jewry love right now. He's obviously a Zionist. So
yeah. No, I'm not a Zionist. That's hilarious. But what I am is a non-interventionist. You motherfuckers are wanting to intervene all over the damn place, and I'm saying no, fuck that.
Oh no, I don't. I want us to completely isolate. We don't. In my opinion, our technology is so fucking far ahead of these people. We're using stockpiles of munitions from 30 to 40 years ago. Like we don't. Our technology is fucking insane.
Yeah. I understand this theory here. I sympathize with all you unmarried men. Arabic is not spoken in Iran, really?
If you guys want to see a really good example of the technology that America has, there's a video of the Abraham Lincoln and what happens when an army of drones and Shahab missiles are fired at the Abraham Lincoln in an attempt to destroy it. and I'm not just saying like a little bit of them. It was like a couple hundred, right? And the Abraham Lincoln just wiped them the fuck out and didn't have to use any of the expensive shit.
Hold on, stop. Arabic is mandatory in middle and high school because it is the language of the Quran, but this does not mean that most Iranians speak it fluently. So suck it. You're wrong. I'm right. And I'm always right. And all you guys need to just understand that while the non-interventionist knows best.
I'm an extreme non-interventionist. I would take this to the point of like, we pull everything home. Fuck the rest of the world.
I mean, hey, you know what? I'm ready to pull out of South Korea.
Oh, I'm good with that too. Let them deal with North. Yeah,
we have laid that Asian long enough.
I think Japan can handle that little area there just fine if we let them build their military up, because they've shown they are good at building. Like we've shown they're good at building, because their companies, the way they do business, they're very honorable. They will build a massive military if we let them. So I think we ought to just, here, Japan, go for it. We're out. Have at it. Do whatever you want.
I mean, it's just as a point of fact, we did sell them a bunch of F-35s.
Sure. And then they re-electronics them.
Korea, look, Korea makes some of the best weaponry on the planet right now. That's where the French aren't even making missiles anymore. They're buying them from South Korea. So is India. So is
oh yeah, sure. Because our commercial interests put the machines over there because the labor was cheaper.
They make great missiles over there.
Yeah, but I mean, our commercial interests could be pulled home too, and we could be making those same missiles here at home.
Arthur Diet, in primary and kindergarten schools, I read you a very specific package. Arabic is mandatory in middle and high school because it is the language of the Quran, but it does not mean that most Iranians speak it fluently. However, they do read, write, and speak it. Suck it. I don't care what they do as adolescents.
And you shouldn't trust Wikipedia all the time, Arthur D.
I'm okay with trusting Wikipedia this little bit.
Yeah,
you gotta verify it. You really do have to verify it.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it doesn't matter because I'm right that Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, Kuwait, is Kuwait still a private country? Still its own country? I think it is.
Coffee. Be right back.
Yeah, I don't have any coffee.
I got a coffee. It's good.
Well, that's just fucking wrong. Anyways, all of the coalition that will be formed will rule Iran for a short period of time, I'm sure. I don't think they'll break. I mean, Iran's actually pretty big too, by the way. Iran is like 15 or 20% bigger than Alaska, as I recall.
Yeah, it's very mountainous. It's got a different kind of land.
Kuwait is still their own nation. I thought they were, but I couldn't remember. Borders change.
Yeah, start sucking. That's right. Arthur Dias on fire tonight.
It doesn't matter if they want to be Persian. That's fine. They can be Persian, but they will. But when you are dealing with the government may require you to do that. Also, we don't know that the Saudis don't have people that speak Persian. So there, continue to suck. Anyway, yeah, I think it's the best thing ever. I don't think it's the best thing since sliced bread, because that, it's hard to beat. But definitely, this is nothing but win, especially for an isolationist. Like, get us the fuck out of there.
Yeah, if they actually do, like, you're pointing towards something that hasn't happened yet, that you're hoping happens, right?
Well, I mean, I'm pointing to something that this is the path that was laid out, and we've hit every mark so far. And so there's no reason to believe that he will not continue to hit that mark. Now certainly I'm not I can't predict the future. I wish I could. I'd start betting horses, but the reality is something could derail it. But the entire plan is for that area of the country that area of the world to manage itself, right? Which is fine. Like, I don't have a problem with that. I want them to manage themselves. If they want to fight each other, that's fine. I just don't want them to keep killing Americans. I don't want them to blow airplanes out of the sky just because they have time. $2 from Raging Patriot 1776er. Sandwich makers should be seen and not heard. Facts. You have to go clean your kitchen. That's kind of based, actually.
Yeah, I'm not taking over, Arthur Dye. I'm not in the mood to argue.
Well, I was hoping we'd have some debaters come up by now, but unfortunately we do not.
Yeah.
Also, I don't have my other judge yet.
Yeah, it may be a shorter night grid.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
There's no man to clean it for you. Well, I mean, that's your own fault, Arthur Dye. I mean,
like chore play. And I've heard Anson loves chore play.
I do, yeah. Why don't you come over and clean my kitchen for me, Arthur Dye?
I don't think that's what she meant. Yeah. Anyway. Man, what a day. What a day. What a day. I've got to finish this editing for a gun prattle as well. Make the debate on Iranian topics. Also, train your cats. That would be good.
Yeah,
so
train
the
your
link
cats.
is posted. You folks feel free to come up and we'll get some debates going or not. That's fine too. If nobody wants to debate, that is totally cool. We are still short a judge.
Is it echoing? Why is it showing me? It was showing me talking, but I wasn't talking.
I have no idea.
That was weird. I actually want to give a shout out to Brian Atlas for something.
What's that?
His whole thing about how he would like for the first time a girl comes to his house to like be willing to just, hey, I see there's some laundry there. You want it done, dude? I started dating a chick. And she's watched the whatever podcast, right? She comes over the first time. This is like the fourth date, right? She comes over and she's like, hey, I see you have some laundry there. Where's your laundry machine? I was like, you're a keeper. Yeah, I'm still dating her.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said she got the idea from him though, and I was like, fucking based, you win.
Based. I haven't talked to Brian in a minute. He's been like really busy. Like we used to like catch up like once a week or something. Just be like, hey, what's up? And I got really busy, and he's been really busy.
Oh yeah, it happens to everybody.
He's I like Brian a lot though. Brian, say what you will, he's got his foibles, right? Like he is he's I wouldn't
almost OCD.
I wouldn't say he's autistic. He's
almost OCD. He's borderline OCD. He is
definitely OCD. like he's definitely OCD. Like no kidding, he's definitely OCD. But I've been around people like that so much that it doesn't even faze me, right?
Well, it produces a good structured work environment when you're around people that are like that, because they require everything to be in its place, doing its job, and so it's not a bad structure for business at all.
Persian rug imports to make a profit. I mean, I would, as long as they speak Arabic.
Yeah, Persian rug monkey.
As long as they speak Arabic.
I like to twist the knife.
And if they don't, there'll be a splatagory.
Yeah. Only sad thing about today was the loss of the F-14 Tomcats. They were destroyed on the ground in the first wave today. Sad for such amazing planes of their time. The reason they were sitting on the ground is there's no spare parts, which is why we don't have them. We don't use them anymore, which they are amazing planes. They do things that some of our current fleet cannot do.
Not the new one.
But unfortunately, no parts.
The new one that new Boeing one that they've got can do everything the F-14 could, but at Mach 10.
You know, the really crazy thing about today is the first time the F-22 actually went into combat.
Yeah,
They let the kid off the leash.
they finally let the Raptor pack loose, and I'll tell you what, it's fucking awesome. I've been waiting for that to happen. I knew they wouldn't do it until it was at least 30 or 40 years old, you know? It's about time that we reached that point where it's aged enough that they're like, all right, it's a stockpile, let's use it. They don't want to use the newest technology, you know. They're not going to let them see the newest shit, but they use that old shit that's still like hundreds of years ahead of their technological warframe.
Well, I mean the F-35 I think is newer than the F-22, but
Yeah, there's some that have come out after it, but when the F-22 went through its inception phase, the stealth skin for it, all of the instruments that went into it, the baseline of how it was created is what makes it such a great combat role.
the
You
thing
know?
is like it's technically a 5th gen fighter that competes
Mhm.
with 6th gen fighters.
Easily competes with 6th gen actually, and that's because of the avionics support, the nav support, the tracking, the collaborative thing where it identifies things with Navy ships and it can like see everything the Navy ships see, all of that. I mean, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's I mean it fucked them up today.
Oh hell yeah,
We had F-15. We've had F-15 so long, and Strike Eagle's undefeated.
yeah,
Well, you know, like it's never lost an air engagement ever.
yeah. Well, so far the 22 hasn't either.
Yeah, well, I mean, the 22 is just like it's not even fair.
I know. That was I remember when they came up with the inception of when they were going through the build process, right? And they were describing the engines they were putting on it. They were like, "Yeah, this thing can outrun every modern missile. So you can shoot a missile at it, but it'll just fly until the missile's out of gas and falls down.
Yeah.
Like if it has to, right? It has tons of other ways of taking the missile out, but if it comes down to it, it'll just outfly the fucking missile."
Yeah.
And now we have this one that's like nearly Mach 10, and it's like you can fire whatever you want at it, it won't even come close. In fact, if that thing wanted, it could go around the earth and catch up to the missile.
If it had enough fuel.
Yeah it's like I mean our technology has gotten to the level of crazy.
Yeah, it was interesting listening to the Iranians for the past 2 weeks talk about how we didn't know what they had. Like we had no idea what was coming for us.
Yeah
So
it's nuts.
What's the status right now? Are they still firing rockets? I don't know.
I think things had calmed down a little bit.
The last I heard, the rockets had ceased fire for a little while. I'm not sure why or what the reason was for it. I saw one of the pictures when one of the little videos when one of our strikes, they had 2 bombs that they dropped that hit a helicopter pad, and the helicopters chain exploded each other from just 2 bombs. Like the whole fucking line just gone because of 2 bombs at the ends.
So, I mean, the interesting thing I find it interesting. Probably nobody else does. I guess kind of the interesting thing for me today was watching and listening to how odd the Iranians were acting. They're firing missiles at literally everybody except Iraq.
Well, they were firing them at like our military infrastructure in those countries. It wasn't just random.
No, they were firing. They literally fired. They shot a missile at a luxury hotel.
Yeah, they hit some civilian targets for sure. Like they were aiming at a couple of civilian targets too.
Yeah.
I don't doubt they were also aiming at our military stuff, but there was some civilian targets that it definitely the trajectories went straight to them. It's like, yeah, they were aiming for that.
Yeah, I think they were aiming at a bunch of different things. Whether or not they could hit them or not, I don't know.
Well, it's that mentality they have of like throw as much shit as you can at once and hope that 1 or 2 get through. You know?
Yeah, maybe
that's their mentality.
Yeah, yeah. The decisiveness is impressive, actually. Like it's really like so. All right, when went down and grabbed Maduro. That was impressive, right? That was impressive. Go down 20 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever it took. And Maduro lose no Americans, a small number of Oppo casualties, get out clean. Like that's impressive. That's an impressive operation. Today was just ridiculous. Like we seem to know which of our facilities they had targeted because there was nobody in those facilities.
Yeah.
Like
that, or people got out really quick. One of the two.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to be fair, that's also actually really possible. From being on the ground in a number of those areas, I can tell you they do run drills all the time of like evac the building in less than a minute. You know.
Yeah, but I think it was stated in at least one news report that that basically the staff had just been given the day off. Said, don't be here tomorrow.
That would make sense. They didn't really need to be there, so to keep them out of harm's way. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward. I'm really hoping that Trump holds up his end of the deal and carries through, to the final step of bringing 50,000 of our troops home, getting our equipment getting our equipment and technology out of the region, and I hope he does that. I honestly, that's the best. That's the best alternative. That's the best thing forward for me.
I remain cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I don't know. I've just been paying attention too long to be optimistic about anything.
Yeah,
that's why I say cautiously optimistic. I would like to see the good outcome, but I'm going to verify what I'm seeing and watch the fruits, things like that. Watch their actions, make sure they're following it, and all of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I was watching the UN Security Council. I think it was the emergency meeting that happened today, where the Iranians were talking to the Americans and the Israelis, and the American argument for what they're doing is, for the past 50 years or whatever, the Iranians have been saying death to America and death to the Israel, right? And that's part of their argument for why we attacked them. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the America was also using like dehumanizing rhetoric, basically insinuating that they're not real people. I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't really care, because they're going to do whatever the fuck Israel wants them to do anyway, because we're Israel's bitches. So, I mean, whatever. Like, I don't want to pay for it anymore. I mean, get the fuck out of there. There's no reason for us to be continuing this bullshit anymore. We ain't got the money for it. Was it $40 trillion in debt?
Yeah, 38, I think.
Close enough.
We might have crossed into 40. I mean, I can't. Who can keep up?
The federal bank can. That's who holds the
ticker.
debt.
Have you ever watched that ticker? It's mind blowing. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to come up and debate, we'll go find my other judge. Where the fuck is that guy? What's up?
38.8 trillion that we're up to right now.
That's what
Yeah, it's getting there. It'll probably be 40 by the end of the year.
Yeah.
I hope not, but it probably will be reasonably. I mean, we've got to figure out a way to fix that right there by itself.
So that you don't fix that. You either declare bankruptcy and say, yeah, we're not paying this back, or you try and inflate your way out of it. We've passed the point where it matters.
Well, they've done enough trying to inflate their way out of it. It's kind of why we're in the situation we're in, where it's bloated so damn bad. So,
yeah.
Well, I agree with this statement. Hamas, obviously, this week just lost their biggest sugar daddy. No money, no support, no weapons. They can't stand up to Israel and the IDF, obviously. That's true. But, they have no money. They have no weapons. They're just like, and they're kind of Israel's problem. I don't give a shit about Hamas. Like, let Israel fuck with those guys. The next thing is I'd like to get out of South Korea. Like I don't see any reason. In theory, at least.
No.
I'm sorry. I got it. Gibbs says he just wants to chill. So
Come on up. This is interesting enough.
we may have to do the debate night another night.
That's fine.
Anyone old enough to remember the 70s? Yeah. I remember that. I can join them. No, hell.
Yeah, inflation has been a horrible, horrible thing for a long time.
Yeah.
She's simping for you, Anson.
Yeah, I like you too, Arthur Diet. But I mean, you're always acting like you're interested, but you play hard to get. You know where my DMs are. Come
Slide
on,
up
girl.
in there, I guess. Yeah.
At some point, the hard to get has to get gotten, or
You'd
the
rather
interest
hear
dies.
Anson in a debate. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's the way it is.
You can only tease for so long, sweetheart.
Yeah, that 20% inflation in the 70s. She's talking about when we got off the gold standard, and then they had to increase the interest rates to basically make the markets calm down and actually have faith in our fiat currency.
Yeah. I mean, look, man, I agree. This shit is out of hand where we're at. I do think there is a way to fix it, but I think it's going to require some people doing the right thing for a change. And I don't think we've cleaned out enough of the bullshit in our government for people to do that yet. I mean, I think we could. At one point in time, our nation was able to fund massive militaries on bonds alone. And while it was kind of tight, I'll give you that it was kind of tight, but now we're at a different technological standard and we're at a different place, and we could support going back to that type of mentality and that thing, using the tariffs and things like that for the external revenue service, external revenue income for the government, and bonds for anything else that they need from the people, so that they're once again asking the people's permission to do things, which would verify whether or not the people want them to do those things. Because if you believe in something, you'll be willing to support it if you can.
I mean, I agree with your point. Like it's interesting to me that there's a lot of defeatist attitude about how, we can't do this, we can't do that. And you know what? It's true, right? Like if we were to continuously prop up every social program possible,
we don't need to do that.
If we continuously use a model where the military is funded with little to no oversight instead of private industry. Right? Like it used to be, you guys may have read about this in the history books. A cleaner, you were probably there. But it used to be that like the new fighters were developed by companies that would then try and sell them to who the fuck ever, whether it was Mexico or Great Britain or China. That in World War II, we sold P-40 Tomahawks and Kitty Hawks to China and then rented. They rented, for lack of a better word, U.S. Army Air Corps pilots to fly them.
Right.
And it was called the AVG, the American Volunteer Group, the Flying Tigers. And the U.S. government paid for none of it. Not one dime.
And they supported the U.S. government's ideology of peace and trying to enact things in the world.
And so, I mean, I just feel like that what we've done is that what we've really done is we've replaced the idea that if Cleaner wants to have a company building tanks, that he could do that, right? Assuming he could convince investors and raise enough money.
Sure.
That kind of thing. And then he could go build a tank and then say, if America doesn't want it, then, sell it to Zimbabwe or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lord of War style. That's some good stuff right there.
Well, but the thing is that he's pointing out here is that, like, within this scape that we're in, most of the people who are making these military technologies are already Americans or in America, or so it's already us that are doing all of these higher technology things.
And so it should be. It should not be our government paying for it all just willy-nilly with little to no oversight, all of these cost overruns, all of these massive budgets. And
well, and you know what? Arthur Daya asked a fair question. She said, so Cleaner should be able to freely sell tanks to North Korea with no oversight. I'd say, fuck yeah, I should be able to do that, because here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. As an American living in America, I'm going to give North Korea the second-rate technologies and second-rate tanks and charge them the same price I charge America for the primary shit, the good shit, because I'm in America and I don't want to fucking die, so I'm going to make sure America has the best.
Yeah. You can't have it both ways. You cannot tell Cleaner that he. Well, I mean, you can, because that's what ITAR is all about, but. So right now, like, if it's an ITAR item, it cannot leave the country.
Right.
So if it's a rifle scope, for example, if it's ITAR, it cannot leave the country.
Right. Only minimal lens.
And so, so even though it might not be as good as stuff the Swedish are making or whatever. Arthur Dye, no company has morals. That's why they charge us $1 trillion fucking dollars to develop nothing.
Yeah, and it's not about morals. It has nothing to do with morals. It has to do with the two main drivers of life. I want to fucking survive, and I want to be able to make babies in the continue. I'm here. I want to survive. For me to survive, America has to survive. So I want America to get my best shit, and other people to pay the same price, but not get the best shit. Like, I mean, it's basic shit right there.
Yeah.
It's very basic. And the thing is, America had, even before the federal bank came in and fucked our economy up, and before we went off the gold standard, we literally stole the best and brightest minds from all around the world, and we've never stopped doing that.
It's true. I mean, obviously we're being a little bit cavalier in this, right? Like, I'm just saying that our defense budget is out of control, and there's no. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, on the one hand, I would agree, because I'm sure Anson's going to be like, "Hey, the cat's out of the bag. You're not putting it back in. Like it's the genie's out of the bottle, right?" But I think that you can regain control over the military-industrial complex, which is the heart of the reason why we keep fighting wars that we don't need to fight.
Yeah, right? I agree.
And man, I mean, it's a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of stuff. You get into like, was the sinking of the Maine, an act perpetrated by the government with the government's approval, or just by a bunch of people who wanted to see us fight a war so they could make money?
Yeah, I don't know it. Like, so the town that I live in, it's got a massive footprint for the military industrial complex.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's basically like a massive jobs program, right? You can't get elected to Congress in this district unless you have the approval of the military industrial complex and continue to feed, contracts. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's basically a jobs program for wealthy people,
Yeah.
and it's not how like a military ought function if it's going to actually protect the country. It's like, I remember, what was that, during the Obama administration, they turned NASA into a jobs program for, cripples. I mean, they were doing all kinds of crazy stuff with NASA, like moving it away from being a space exploration program into being like if you basically transform what the government operation ought be into something else, it's not going to function the right way anymore. That's why it's so fucking expensive for us to fight our wars now. Like when we get involved in this stuff, like, the amount of money that we spend, like knocking down what was that, all those boats that we were shooting out of the Caribbean, right? I mean, we spent millions of dollars to knock out,
hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. Like, it's like a 1 to 100 ratio of the cost that we spent.
I agree with you. You're absolutely right. Yeah. And Arthur Dye, I understand that our defense budget, and I'm air quotes there, is only 12% of our economy. But the thing is that that budget only covers procurement. It doesn't cover the rest of defense budget, which is the entire military and all of its spending. So yeah, sure, it's 12% to build the bombs, but then we use the bombs and those bombs have to be replaced. And, and again, when you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars.
As far as whether or not the bombs have to be replaced, like, we have stockpiles of bombs, and those are the ones we're using because they're fucking old.
100% agree with you.
I don't think we have to replace them all because we've got a shit ton, bro. No, we do, but don't.
Absolutely do. And not only do we replace them, we replace them with the
new and better, right?
Baddest ass shit.
But that's the thing, though, that I think Arthur Dye has a point in, though, is that we don't necessarily need the massive stockpiles we've got, and we don't have to buy massive stockpiles of the newest shit every time newest shit comes out. We can have a very effective military with having, just factories ready to produce this shit.
She's saying all military is 12% of the budget, not just procurement. I'll have to look into that. I'll look into it. That number seems low, but sure. All right, whatever. I do agree with you that if we eliminated all of our entitlement programs, just like if we eliminated if we cut military procurement from 12% of the budget down to 3% or 4% of the budget, I'd be much happier. What's up?
I think. I mean, if Arthur Dye is saying that we should get rid of all the entitlements, I think there is one entitlement that we should not get rid of, and that is the entitlement of taking care of our veterans after they come back from war.
Sure, I don't think that's an entitlement.
I don't think that's necessarily an entitlement, but it is listed under the entitlements programs for the government. Yeah, personally, I see that as a contractual obligation because, like, when I signed my contract, it specifically stated any damages to my body that would cause prolonged problems, the government was supposed to take financial and fiduciary responsibility over. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's within the contract that, like, if I get fucked up and I can't work after I'm out, that's part of what they're supposed to take care of. So I think that's one of them that we should move away from entitlements. But I do agree that like a lot of the entitlement programs, especially like Social Security, have taken away enough income from people that they're not able to build up generational wealth so that their kids have money left over from them, and then their kids build up more. I do definitely think that our guy is onto something with that. Medicaid, Medicare, welfare, WIC. I understand what you're saying, Arthur Dye. I do. And I don't disagree with you on that. I do think that, like you said, if we got rid of a lot of those programs, we would have 54% of our U.S. budget back. And that's a lot of fucking money.
To be honest, if we simply, if all we did was trim it down to just reality, couple of things. First, we're not going to get the third judge. He's doing another slosh fest where he's getting drunk online.
Well, fuck him. Let's keep having fun.
I'm actually, I got to be honest with you guys. I don't know whether I ate something or what, but my stomach is
oh shit,
messing with me right now, and which is why I went from like really, really loud to really, really not loud.
Gotcha.
Over the past few moments, or I guess 10 or 15 minutes. I'm feeling kind of queasy here, which is not unusual, but whatever.
Grumbly or bubbly queasy?
Kind of bubbly.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, kind of bubbly. Yeah, it's just it could just be a lot of stomach acid or something, something. I just ate something that just doesn't.
I keep those little the Pepto-Bismol has these little like gel tablet things, chewables, and I keep those near my computer because I get the same thing, man. I don't know why, but they actually attributed it to me being in the Middle East, something about the fucking burning oil or some shit.
Yeah, my brother thinks that. Yeah, he calls it GERD.
Yeah, they call it GERD, and I guess somehow it's linked to like the oil that was burning and us breathing it in the air. It fucked us up somehow. I don't know, but I know that I get
a lot of burning shit with the race cars and stuff. But I think it's just I don't know. I didn't eat a ton today, but I just literally right before the stream, I downed a protein bar, and it's just not agreeing with me right now.
Oh, you got to get a bottle of those Pepto-Bismol chewies and keep them around. That or the Tums ones, man.
Yeah, I have never used antacids or anything like that. I'm usually just tough it out. So
we're getting older. You got to do different things as we get older, man. You know that. You know it.
Yeah. So
yeah, I had an ulcer that I had to use the antacids for like 6 months to cure my ulcer. That was pretty rough. That was when I stopped doing public accounting work. When I worked in public accounting for several years, and it ended with me getting that ulcer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally abused. I agree. Reference to 19 billion. I thought it was 19. I didn't think it was 19 billion, but if it's 19 billion, that's a shit ton of money.
I don't remember if it may be that much when you add up Yeah. That might be right.
The calcium carbonate Tums chewables are luxurious.
I agree. Grump. You and I are on par on that one. They are very luxurious. Yeah. I have a bottle of them right here next to me, and a bottle of those little Pepto-Bismol chewies too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't really know. Interesting. I don't usually get sick, so I'm kind of annoyed.
Those have started going in my go bag. Anytime I go somewhere, it goes in my backpack.
I'm annoyed because I kind of wanted to argue with Anson some more, but no, I feel like I got to puss out a little bit, and I don't like it.
Yeah, that's okay. You were taking the L anyway, so it's probably better for you.
I had the win. I had the win. All you could do is say, but Israel, but Israel, but Israel.
Yeah, but the reason why we're there, Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to do it, but I am going to go inside. I'm going to go see a man about a dog. And
you might want to see a man about getting some Tums.
Yeah, my wife has some stuff like that. I don't get stressed out, so I don't usually have any real problems like that. But
Hey, like I said, man, we get older, our bodies change. You got to just handle the problems as they come, you know?
Yep. See you, Rid. You have a good night, man.
Yeah.
Guys,
Stay
have a good
safe,
rest of
man.
your night. I'm going to be out of here. I apologize. I hate to do it. I feel like a pussy, but I gotta go. I'm not sweating yet. That's the good thing.
All good. Take care of yourself, brother. Stay safe.
Yeah. You guys have a great rest of your night. Grumpelstiltskin, good to see you, man. Arthur Diet, thanks for being cool. I enjoy arguing with you. I was having a lot of fun, and now I'm not. So this sucks. But I'll be back Monday. You guys have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you guys Monday. See you.